Imagine going through an entire day without swiping your card or tapping your phone a single time. It sounds impossible in a world designed to make you spend every second. But what if this simple challenge could actually rewire your brain and your bank account overnight? Most people fail this test before they even finish their morning coffee. They get caught in the trap of convenience and hidden costs that slowly drain their future. Today, we are turning financial discipline into a high-stakes game that you can actually win. We live in an era where spending has become our default setting. From the moment you wake up, targeted ads and subscription services are fighting for your attention. It feels like your money is disappearing before you even have a chance to think. Technology has made it dangerously easy to lose track of our finances. One-click purchases and digital wallets have removed the physical pain of handing over cash. You are essentially spending invisible numbers while the real-world consequences pile up. Our brains are wired to crave the quick hit of dopamine that comes with a new purchase. Whether it is a premium latte or a trending gadget, that temporary high masks the long-term stress of a shrinking balance. We have been conditioned to believe that happiness is always just one transaction away. This cycle did not start by accident. Modern marketing experts have spent decades studying how to bypass your logic and trigger your impulses. They have turned consumption into a lifestyle that feels mandatory rather than optional. Society has normalized the idea of living beyond our means to keep up with an artificial standard. We see everyone else buying the latest things and feel an intense pressure to join in. This constant comparison creates a never-ending loop of spending to maintain a certain image. It is rarely the big purchases that break the bank. Instead, it is the slow leak of $5 snacks and monthly memberships you forgot you had. These tiny leaks eventually sink the ship if you never take the time to plug them. Most people go through their entire lives without ever questioning these daily habits. They wonder why they feel stuck while their bank accounts remain stagnant year after year. Breaking free requires a radical shift in how you view every single dollar. This challenge emerged as a direct response to this modern consumerist trap. It was designed to strip away the noise and force a moment of total financial clarity. By stepping out of the system for just one day, you begin to see the world through a completely different lens. This new perspective reveals the invisible strings pulling at your wallet every single hour. From targeted digital ads to subtle psychological cravings, your environment is engineered to keep you consuming. You are essentially fighting a high-stakes battle against a multi-billion-dollar industry. The concept of the no-spend day did not start in a corporate boardroom or a bank. It began with ordinary people who realized they were working harder but feeling poorer every month. They needed a simple way to reclaim their power without waiting for a massive life change. Most of us are living on financial autopilot and reacting to every impulse that crosses our minds. We treat small, daily purchases as harmless rewards for surviving a stressful morning or a long commute. Over time, these tiny leaks sink your financial ship and leave you wondering where the money went. Research shows that every transaction triggers a small hit of dopamine in your brain. This creates a cycle of dependency where spending becomes your primary source of temporary comfort. Breaking this cycle for just one day is the only way to regain control over your long-term goals. This is why the 24-hour timeframe is so critical for your ultimate success. It is short enough to be manageable but long enough to expose your deepest spending triggers. You are about to discover exactly which habits have been holding you back from real wealth. Understanding this background is the first step toward winning the game. You are no longer just saving a few dollars, you are participating in a movement of intentional living. Now it is time to look at the specific rules that will define your journey today. The clock strikes midnight and the game officially begins. You are now entering a zone where your willpower is the only currency that matters. Every decision you make from this moment forward will either prove your discipline or expose your weaknesses. Your first test arrives before you even leave the house. That familiar urge for a drive-through coffee starts screaming in the back of your mind. You realize that your morning routine is actually a series of expensive habits disguised as necessities. As you step out the door, the world suddenly looks like a minefield of transactions. You notice the gas station snacks and the vending machines that you used to ignore. Your brain is desperately looking for its usual dopamine fix through a quick purchase. Then comes the mid-morning slump when your energy starts to dip. A coworker suggests grabbing a quick lunch at that new spot down the street. Saying no feels awkward and social pressure starts to weigh heavy on your shoulders. You check your phone and see a notification for a flash sale on your favorite site. It feels like the universe is conspiring to make you break your streak. The temptation to click that buy now button is stronger than you ever anticipated. This is the exact moment where most people give up and rationalize a small failure. You tell yourself that one tiny purchase won't hurt the overall goal. But deep down, you know that giving in now means losing the entire battle. You start to see the invisible hooks that the retail world has placed in your daily life. Every billboard and every sponsored post is a direct attack on your new commitment. You are finally seeing the matrix for what it truly is. The afternoon brings a new level of difficulty as fatigue sets in. Your resolve is being tested by the simple convenience of spending to solve a problem. This is no longer just a fun experiment, it has become a full-blown mental war. Suddenly, an unexpected notification pings on your phone with a limited time offer you usually cannot resist. Your stomach growls, and the smell of fresh food from a nearby cafe starts to feel like a personal provocation. This is the exact moment where most people crumble and reach for their wallets. You realize that your brain is desperately searching for any excuse to break the streak and find comfort. It tries to convince you that one small exception will not matter in the grand scheme of things. This internal dialogue reveals just how much power these microtransactions have over your daily peace of mind. But something inside you shifts as you stare down the impulse and choose to walk away. You are not just skipping a purchase, you are actively rewiring your neural pathways in real time. The discomfort you feel is actually the sound of your old habits breaking under the weight of your new discipline. The realization hits you that you have been a passenger in your own life for far too long. Every saved dollar now feels like a small victory in a much larger battle for your personal freedom. You have officially crossed the point of no return, and the path forward is finally clear. The clarity you felt moments ago is immediately challenged by the reality of a busy afternoon. Just as you settle into your new rhythm, a friend texts you about a last-minute birthday dinner tonight. Your stomach drops because you know that saying yes means spending money you promised to keep. You try to explain the challenge, but your friends just laugh and call it a phase. They insist that one meal won't ruin your life and offer to buy your first drink to get you to come. This social friction is the first major barrier that most people never manage to overcome. Suddenly, a minor inconvenience turns into a potential financial disaster when you realize you forgot to pack a lunch. Your hunger starts to cloud your judgment and makes the office vending machine look like a gourmet buffet. You start questioning if this experiment is even sustainable in a world designed for convenience. You begin to notice how many things you labeled as needs were actually just lazy shortcuts. Walking past the pharmacy, you remember you are low on toothpaste and feel a desperate urge to run inside. You have to decide right now if this is a genuine emergency or just your brain looking for a loophole. Your mind starts generating complex excuses to justify a single, tiny transaction. It tells you that buying toothpaste today will save time tomorrow, so it is actually a productive move. This is the moment where logic becomes a weapon used against your own self-discipline. Every street corner seems to have a new temptation waiting to catch you off guard. You pass a bookstore with a clearance sign that feels like it was put there specifically to test your resolve. The environment is no longer neutral, it is actively trying to separate you from your commitment. By late afternoon, the mental fatigue of constantly saying no starts to manifest as physical tiredness. Your brain is working overtime to filter out the thousands of commercial messages hitting your senses. You realize that staying disciplined takes more energy than almost any workout you have ever done. This is where the novelty of the challenge wears off and the hard work truly begins. You have reached the first major barrier where your initial excitement is replaced by raw determination. The game has shifted from a fun experiment into a serious test of your character. You might think you can hide at home, but the world finds a way to reach you. A friend texts you about a last-minute dinner plan that sounds perfect for a Friday night. The fear of missing out starts to gnaw at your resolve as you draft a polite refusal. Then, a minor crisis strikes when you realize you forgot to pack a snack or a refillable water bottle. Your instinct is to run into the nearest convenience store and spend $2 just to solve the immediate discomfort. You have to decide if a tiny inconvenience is worth breaking the streak you have worked so hard to build. Even scrolling through social media becomes a high-risk activity as the algorithms serve up exactly what you want. You find yourself hovering over an ad for a product you did not even know existed 5 minutes ago. It is a constant battle against a system designed to exploit your moments of boredom and weakness. You begin to hypothesize that your entire social life has been built around the act of consuming. Every gathering, celebration, and even your downtime seems to require a financial entry fee. This discovery is uncomfortable, but it is the key to understanding why your bank account has been leaking for years. This realization forces you to confront the uncomfortable truth about your daily relationships. You start to wonder if your friends truly enjoy your company or if they just enjoy the expensive activities you share. It is a harsh perspective that makes you reevaluate every social interaction on your calendar. Your mind begins to rebel against this new restriction with a series of logical fallacies. It argues that by not spending, you are actually losing out on life experiences that are priceless. You have to fight the urge to believe that your worth is tied to the things you can buy or the places you can afford to go. Take a second to look at your bank statement from the last 30 days. You will likely see a pattern of emotional spending disguised as a series of necessities. Each transaction was a temporary fix for stress, boredom, or a deep-seated need for external validation. We have been conditioned to believe that convenience is the ultimate goal of a successful life. We pay a massive premium for someone else to cook our food, wash our cars, and even deliver our groceries. Breaking this cycle feels like you are swimming against a massive and invisible current. As the evening approaches, the silence of your kitchen feels much louder than usual. Without the distraction of a takeout order or a quick trip to the store, you are left alone with your own thoughts. This is where the real work happens because you can no longer buy your way out of boredom. Think about the $5 purchases that seem insignificant in the heat of the moment. Over a single year, those tiny leaks can drain thousands of dollars from your future financial freedom. You are finally seeing that every dollar is a seed that could have grown into something much bigger. Are you a person who controls their money, or does your money control every move you make? Most people are just extensions of their credit cards, reacting to every marketing prompt like a programmed robot. This challenge is about reclaiming your status as the primary architect of your own life. The friction you feel right now is the exact price of admission for a better version of yourself. It is not supposed to be easy, and it is definitely not supposed to feel comfortable. You are standing at the edge of a major breakthrough, and the only way through is to keep your wallet closed. This silence reveals the uncomfortable truth about how often you use money to distract yourself from boredom. You are finally forced to sit with your thoughts instead of scrolling through a digital marketplace for a temporary escape. This mental tug-of-war is where your true character is forged and your future habits are born. Every advertisement you see is a calculated attempt to convince you that you are incomplete without their product. They play on your insecurities and promise a better version of your life for just a few dollars. By refusing to engage, you are effectively declaring war on a system that profits from your lack of self-control. The hunger you feel for a quick purchase isn't a physical need, it is a psychological craving for a dopamine spike. Your brain has been conditioned to associate spending with relief, and breaking that link feels like a physical weight on your chest. You must recognize that this discomfort is simply the sound of your old, impulsive self losing its grip on your life. Look around and realize that most of the things you own once felt like an absolute necessity in the moment of purchase. Now, they are just clutter, while the discipline you are building today will last a lifetime. You are proving that your happiness is not for sale and that your worth is not determined by your transaction history. The sun begins to set, and for a moment, you feel like you have actually made it through the fire. But then, the weight of the day finally crashes down on you, leaving you feeling more exhausted than empowered. You start to wonder if this whole experiment was just a pointless exercise in self-torture that changed nothing at all. You look at your kitchen table and see the pile of chores you ignored while trying to stay disciplined. The energy you spent fighting every impulse has left you completely drained and irritable. It feels like you traded your happiness for a few saved dollars, and honestly, the trade does not feel worth it anymore. Maybe the critics were right and this lifestyle is just a temporary band-aid for a much deeper problem. You realize that tomorrow morning, the world will still be there, waiting to take your money the second you step outside. The streak is about to end, and you feel like you are just going back to the same person you were yesterday. So, you decide to call it a night and accept that you did your best, even if it did not feel like a total victory. You crawl into bed thinking that this was just another failed attempt at self-improvement to add to the list. The challenge is over, the clock is ticking down, and you are ready to just give up and move on. It is a bitter pill to swallow when you realize that one day of discipline has not magically fixed your bank account. You still have the same bills, the same debts, and the same overwhelming urge to buy comfort. It feels like you have been running a race on a treadmill, sweating profusely but staying in the exact same spot. You might as well just order that pizza now and admit that the system is too strong to beat. There is a certain peace in surrendering to the reality that you are just a consumer in a consumer's world. You tell yourself that you will try again next month, knowing deep down that you probably will not. But just as you reach for your phone to finally break the silence, something catches your eye in the corner of the room. It is a small, forgotten envelope tucked under a pile of junk mail that you have not looked at in weeks. You realize that while you were focused on not spending, you completely ignored what was already right in front of you. This wasn't just about keeping your wallet closed, it was about opening your eyes to a massive oversight you have been making for years. You have not just been losing money to stores, you have been losing it to a hidden leak you never even considered. The real challenge is not over yet, because you just discovered the one thing that changes everything. You rip open the envelope only to find a notice for an automatic subscription you forgot to cancel. The charge hit your account hours ago, effectively ending your perfect streak before the sun even set. It feels like a punch to the gut, making every sacrifice you made today seem completely pointless. You stare at the digital receipt, watching your hard-earned progress vanish for a service you do not even use. The game feels over, and the urge to just give up and order a massive feast becomes almost impossible to resist. You start to believe that no matter how hard you try, the system is designed to make you fail. But as you look closer at the fine print, you notice something even more shocking than the forgotten charge. This was not just a one-time mistake, it is a recurring ghost that has been draining your account for over a year. You realize that your no-spend day was actually being sabotaged by your own past decisions every single month. This realization shifts the entire perspective of the challenge from a simple 24-hour test to a full-scale rescue mission. You are not just trying to save a few dollars today, you are fighting to reclaim hundreds of dollars that are being stolen in plain sight. The true battle is not against the world outside, but against the invisible traps you set for yourself. You don't just sit there and let the frustration win. Instead, you grab your laptop and start a digital audit of every single recurring payment. This isn't about one lost day anymore, it's about stopping the bleeding for good. One by one, you hunt down the memberships you never use and the free trials that turned into expensive burdens. You click cancel with a sense of power you haven't felt all day. Each confirmation email is a small victory in a war you didn't know you were fighting. Suddenly, the math starts to change right before your eyes. By cutting these invisible leaks, you realize you've just earned back hundreds of dollars every single month. This single day of discipline has uncovered a fortune that was hiding in plain sight. You remember the $5 coffee you skipped this morning and the lunch you didn't buy. Those small sacrifices were the training ground for this massive financial breakthrough. You needed the silence of this challenge to finally hear the alarm bells ringing in your bank account. The hunger and the boredom you felt earlier start to transform into a sharp, focused energy. You aren't just a consumer reacting to ads, you are now the CEO of your own life. The no-spend day wasn't a test of your willpower, it was a test of your awareness. You look at your kitchen and your old clothes with a completely new set of eyes. You don't see things you need to replace or upgrades you need to buy. You see tools and resources that you already possess to build the future you actually want. This is the moment where the game changes from defense to offense. You aren't just avoiding spending, you are strategically deploying your resources toward freedom. Every dollar you save today is now a soldier working for your long-term security. The clock is finally hitting the 24-hour mark, and the feeling is electric. You didn't just survive a day without your wallet, you dismantled a system of waste. You have officially proven that you are the one in control, and this is only the beginning. You take that phone and start canceling every ghost subscription that has been haunting your bank account. Each click feels like a victory lap, reclaiming the territory you unknowingly surrendered months ago. You are no longer a passive observer of your own finances, you are the active commander of your future. This 24-hour window has revealed that your true power lies in the choices you make when no one is watching. The discipline you forged today is a muscle that will only get stronger with every repetition. You have successfully turned a boring financial chore into a high-stakes game that you are finally winning. Look at the person you were yesterday compared to the strategist you have become tonight. The cravings that felt like life-or-death situations just hours ago have vanished into thin air. You have broken the cycle of instant gratification and replaced it with the deep satisfaction of self-mastery. The real prize isn't the cash sitting in your bank account, but the clarity you now have about what truly matters. You have proven that you don't need a transaction to feel alive or a purchase to feel complete. This single day has rewritten your internal code, turning a temporary challenge into a permanent blueprint for freedom. As the clock resets, you realize that the world hasn't changed, but you certainly have. The urge to spend has been replaced by a profound sense of peace and a clear vision for your future. You wake up the next morning not as a victim of marketing, but as a master of your own destiny. This single day was never just about the 24 hours, it was about proving what is possible when you stop following the crowd. Those saved dollars are now the foundation of a life built on intention rather than impulse. You have started a ripple effect that will transform your bank account and your mindset for years to come. Now, it is your turn to take the leap and see what secrets your own spending habits are hiding from you. Don't wait for the perfect moment or a New Year's resolution to reclaim your financial independence. The challenge is waiting for you to step up and prove that you are stronger than your cravings. But mastering your spending is only the first step in this journey toward total life optimization. While you have learned how to keep your money, the next level is learning how to make that money work twice as hard for you. If you think saving was a game changer, wait until you see the secret strategy that turns your spare change into a massive fortune.